and free. A little bit better than it used to be, 'cause I'm alive.
Welcome back. It's Championship Sunday.
It's Championship Sunday, baby.
And guess who's that? Guess who's risen from the dead?
He's back.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if that welcome back was to the viewers or to me or
It was
both.
to you. It was to you.
To me?
Yeah, welcome back.
It felt really heartwarming. I'm glad to be back.
Yeah.
Perfect time to come back.
Rod,
Not-
can you take off that orange filter off of him, please, on the camera?
Oh, it ain't coming off.
It ain't coming
You
off.
guys to scout me for that.
Woo! Fuck me! Woo!
Woo! Sunday, Championship Sunday, Rod.
Okay, let's go.
Yeah, Championship Sunday. How you guys feeling this
Who's in a
morning?
championship here? Raise your hand. Bullshit.
I'm in two of them, baby.
Oh, okay, bet. Congratulations.
Hey, one of them's not a partner league, though. Yeah.
Rod, you're in the big one.
I
You're
am
in the big
one.
dance.
Yeah, I'm excited, man. I'm so happy. Like this, it just flies by.
Are you
It
crying?
does fly by.
Yeah, I'm a little emotional this
Are you-
morning.
Are you crying?
First, giving honor to God. No, but it's finally here. A shitty week because there's a lot of things happening. I'm like, oh my God, a lot of my players are like on the bubble, but we'll see. We'll talk about it.
We will talk about it. We'll get to it. But
Yeah.
if you are preparing yourself for a fantasy championship today, hopefully this is the place that you need to be to figure out what the hell you're doing.
Yes.
You got to tune in because a lot of shit's going down this past week. A lot of people in, a lot of people out. New names, new faces, new places.
Dude, I like that. Look at him.
He came back.
Dr. Seuss.
He came back with new lingo. Look at him.
I woke up this morning, I was rehearsing what I was going to say the first 5 minutes.
That's pretty dope.
Did you kill it so far?
No, I'm going off script.
Butchered.
We're going off
butchered it.
script.
How much football did you watch down there?
Not a lick. I couldn't even. I actually, unfortunately, the one game I did watch was the Saints and Dolphins. I happened to be at the bar though, so
Oof.
tides changed pretty quickly.
Yeah, probably after the first drive, you said waiter.
Well, I actually took the 37 points because I was like, okay, this is Saints. Sean Payton, he can muster a few points,
Yeah.
more than 3, right?
Yeah.
By halftime, I was like, all right, let's get some Budweisers flowing.
I'll tell you what, after I watched that first drive of that game, I immediately went to the live betting option, and I put like I no exaggeration, like 15 units on the Dolphins.
Yeah, I mean, Saints couldn't do anything. They
Yeah.
probably won't be able to do anything.
No, I watched the first drive, and I was like, dude, Ian Book has never seen blitzes like this in his entire life. Like, he is seeing ghosts right now, and they're just gonna keep coming with scary different blitzes. He is not gonna get a first down today, and it was pretty damn close. They barely scored. So,
Yep. Hey, and I think another team this week is going to be in a very similar situation.
who?
The Vikings.
Ooh,
And damn,
who's their
does it
backup?
suck. Sean Mannion, who has 0 touchdowns in his career, but does have 3 interceptions. So he is at least is completing the ball to someone.
It's the wrong color. Well, no, let's get started. Let's kick off with that because I'm sure there's a lot of people who are in the championship with Justin fucking Jefferson.
Yep.
And where does that put us? Or Dalvin Cook? Where does that put us for today?
I mean, it's tough. Because I like in one of my leagues, I rode off the backs of Justin Jefferson and Dalvin Cook. I had both of them, and now like championship week, they're starting Sean Mannion, who's got like a 100 career passing yards, and they're versing Green Bay. And Green Bay, like they're just gonna bully him all day. And I'm not sure that Dalvin or Justin Jefferson's even gonna muster any. That's like a solid day at all in today's game. So it's a little concerning, but at the end of the day, what do we always say? You got to start your studs,
Gotta start your
no
studs.
matter what. I mean, if you're a quarterback that doesn't have much experience, what do? You got to go
You're
to your
throwing
best,
it to Justin
yeah,
Jefferson.
you got to go to
I'd
your
have
best
assume.
player. But Packer just activated Jair Alexander. He's one of the best in the game. at
This is
defending
a
receivers.
bad recipe right now.
And not to mention, it's going to be 12 degrees in Lambeau Field today. I'm sure they got some snow too, because it's sure as shit we did.
yeah, no, sounds very scary. If you're a Jay Jettas owner, Rod, what do you think about this? I want your little 2 cents. Collins made a very good point of why one would be scared to play your stud, Justin Jefferson, but at the same time, how do you have the kahunas, the huevos, to sit his ass on Championship Sunday?
You don't, because like he got you all the way here, so you'll die trying, baby. You know what I mean?
Even if you got a guy like Amon-Ra St. Brown,
Yeah, it's not the week, for it. Like I'm sitting here like biting my nails trying to figure out if I want to start Mike Evans today because he's on limited capacity, which is the worst update you can
those
possibly
damn
get.
snap counts.
So yeah, but still, like my conscience, I can't sit here and put Mike Evans on my bench, but I might be able to. But I don't know. It's tough. It's so hard, and I don't want to be the one that's held with the gun in my head because I said sit Justin Jefferson. So
Yeah, and I'd like to assume that if the Vikings have any lick of offense, it's coming from either Dalvin Cook or Justin Jefferson. But the problem is do they have a lick of offense? That's literally the issue. Because as we saw with the Saints in the Monday night game, it's definitely possible that they don't have any offense get going. It's not that they're all professionals. Like they'll figure it out. It might be a little learning curve in the beginning, first quarter, maybe second quarter, second half will come out. Like, no, there's no guarantee of that. There's a good chance that Mannion doesn't figure it out at all. The Packers just continue to send crazy blitzes at him. They barely get any first downs, and there's a good chance that this is an absolute shit kicking for the Packers side. So, but again, you got to start your studs in week 17. But with that being said, I know that there is a lot of guys who are replacing studs, whether it was season-ending injuries or COVID let's talk about those again. We did this a little bit last week. And you guys want to start with someone you're looking for to play?
yes, I will kick it off to you guys. Dari, his name's Dari. We thought
Dari
it was there.
Aguabole.
Yes. Today going against the New England Patriots. I think he had 17 carries last week on something. I think he had a touchdown. Did he not? I think so.
He might have.
He might have. I don't know exactly. He did. But he did.
I don't know.
He did.
My hands.
I was at the beach, so I wasn't really watching. I was just checking.
No,
scores
he did.
every
He came in.
once in a while.
He came in for James Robinson. Who tore his Achilles. Now, if you are in a crunch this week to start a player, are we starting Dare?
Yeah, I'm confident. Like we said, he was going to last week. He got the full workload at running back there, and I have no issues with playing him. The matchup isn't great. No matchup against Bill Belichick is ever great. But if someone's going to score, it's got to be him. Am I right?
That's what we are saying. But also the Jacksonville Jaguars, I think they have like 2 offensive linemen down. And then, they just haven't been able to score, So
You know what I will say? They are professionals. And I know I just
Right.
said that doesn't always mean the same. But with offensive linemen, I think it might. As we saw that last Sunday night or Monday night against the Colts and the Patriots, Jonathan Taylor had 4 out of his 5 starting offensive linemen out, and he still ran for 108 yards. So that doesn't bother me as much as it should because volume is there, and that's the Joe Mixon treatment. Joe Mixon's never had no line. That one year that I told you not to draft him 2 years ago or a year ago, he had 1,000 carries, and the volume is always there, and that's what you want. That's what you're looking for is volume, and he's gonna have it. So,
I mean, I'm not too sure how he did. How did Dare do last week with those touches?
producer Rod, you got numbers on that? Or
yeah, I'll get it up for you right here. Give me 1 second.
that's the thing. Like, we're looking for volume, and
Yeah.
a guy like him who's going to come in where Carlos Hyde is definitely on the IR still.
Yeah.
James Robinson's on the IR. Travis Etienne's on the IR. So it's just him. It's his show, and there's no issues with that.
He had 17 carries for 57 yards and a touchdown, along with 2 catches for 15 yards off of 4 targets.
Yeah, so that's definitely good usage.
Good
That is
usage.
very good usage.
Good usage, not necessarily efficient, but the touchdown helps a lot. I would prefer, he's averaging about 2.5 yards per carry, which isn't great. That's actually probably on the lower standard of most of the league. Anywhere above 3.2 is probably what you're looking for. I'd like his yards to go up a little bit and maybe a few more catches, and he would be a must start at that point.
Yeah.
But against the Patriots, if they want to get something going offensively, I think this might be their chance. And my fingers are crossed that these guys pull off an upset today because I need the Lions to get the
Jags?
first overall pick. Yeah.
You know Bill Belichick and
I
what
know.
he does against rookie quarterbacks.
mean-
And honestly, Trevor Lawrence is just doing it himself. He hasn't
Yeah.
even thrown a touchdown since like week 8 or something like that.
Especially when the Pats and the Bills are both going for the AFC Beast still.
Yeah. Pats
Yes.
might run up a check today. I would take the Patriots up to
The minus whatever.
25 points.
So I want to
Alternate spread.
staying on running backs. I want to ask you guys about this person here, Boston Scott. Miles Sanders out with the hand injury. Jordan Howard, his neck injury. He's back now. They said that he had a little bit of a stinger, whatever that is. Oh, you guys know what that is, football players.
Stinger, yeah.
Does that keep you out for a whole week though?
No.
Yeah, paralyzes you.
Okay.
You just feel
For
really,
a little bit.
I mean, come on.
It does.
really
It
numb.
does.
You
Don't
just feel
tell me it
really-
doesn't.
Well, like mostly the stingers, yeah, it's in the neck area, but I
Okay.
always felt mine in the shoulders where like it's just like your arm would just go limp for a little
But I
bit.
thought,
Yeah, you go
I
limp.
thought a stinger was like for like a couple minutes. It wasn't like for like a week long.
No,
time.
No,
it
was
sore
never-
after
it's
for
sore, but-
like a week
Okay,
or
yeah.
2.
The first couple minutes, it's like, whoa,
Well, yeah.
get
Yeah,
a
you
weird
literally feel
tingle.
paralyzed.
Yeah, like paralyzed.
Yeah.
Okay, I get what you're
All
saying.
right,
now.
yeah.
I was like,
I know
whoa.
there's like a thing that I do where
No. You're
Every
good.
time
You're
someone's
good, bro.
down.
So Boston Scott, What do we think about him today going against the Washington football team?
I actually, like you, am in a similar situation where I am starting Boston Scott, but you're starting Dare, you said, right?
I think so. Yeah.
I don't know. It's with the Eagles. It always feels like Boston Scott, week 16, week 17, their top option at running back's hurt. So Boston Scott's out there, and he gets 35 points for no reason in week 16, week 17. Doesn't really help much that Jordan Howard's back, but like you said, he had a stinger. They just found out he was going to play today. They just announced it. So he's probably going to be limited of some sort. I feel pretty confident starting Boston Scott, but it is a pretty daunted Washington run defense. So like you said, Rob, we don't have many options at this point in the season with all these injuries, all these COVID guys and whatever. So, yeah, I mean, you got to start the guys that have some upside at least to get touches and get usage. And Dare and Boston Scott are two of those guys that a lot of people are going to be looking towards this week.
I like to create a narrative with these players and the teams that they're on and what their teams are looking at. So with the Eagles, they're competing against a non-competing playoff team. The Eagles are trying to get in the playoffs at the last stretch here. The Washington football team has no shot to make the playoffs. So I like, and Sirianni obviously has decided that we're going to be a run-heavy team, and that's our game script. And if they're going to compete, that's what they're going to do. So I'm all for starting whoever the Eagles starting running back is. May you get cucked in the end zone by Jordan Howard with Boston Scott? Probably. I'm not even going to say maybe.
Not even probably. I'd probably
lock that in.
Yeah.
Jordan Howard scores when Boston Scott should have today. But there's also a good chance that Boston Scott got a carry from the 13 and he took it to the crib because that's what he does. He's elusive, he's quick, he's small, he's shifty. You're still going to get cucked today. I'll tell you right now, whether it be by Hurts or Howard. That's just the name of the game if you start an Eagles running back. But the usage alone, he catches balls too. So if it's PPR, that's another thing. So, Rod, I don't know if that was actually a thing with you, whether you were deciding between Dare and Boston, but I'd probably go Boston.
No. I was still the Mike Evans dark cloud is still hanging over me at my flex position today.
And then in a fantasy championship, you're going to sit Mike Evans and you're going to start Dare Agwawuki and Boston Scott.
No, I'm not. But like you know how it is.
No, I know. Yeah, that just imagine saying that to yourself in week one.
No,
like,
I know.
Hey, future Rod comes down and says, "Hey, and you're going to be in the fantasy championship.
Yeah.
And by the way, you decided to start Dare, Aguabole, and Boston Scott."
Yeah, so Clyde Edwards-Helaire, for those who don't know by now, he's out with his collarbone injury. So Darrell Williams stock up, Derek Gore stock up. Bengals game, Chiefs game, going to be great. But yeah, there's a lot of names. So wide receivers now, like you were talking about, Amon St. Brown. He has been he's just been toying with everybody. You know, like what do we do? What do we do?
I'll tell you what, you can chime in on this if you want as well, but I'm just going to start off with this. It's going to be the ultimate, are you fucking kidding me? He's going to get crossed off so many draft lists after today. Because what's going to happen is everyone who rostered him the last few weeks didn't have the balls to play him, right? And then this week they're going, dude, this guy's done it week after week after week after week, 4 weeks in a row now with over 10 targets. He had 12 his first 2 weeks, 11 the last two. And this is week 5 where he's been the guy, right? And what's going to happen is DeAndre Swift is now activated, who I don't know if you guys have heard, but he catches a lot of balls. So target share for him is just mathematically, simply, objectively going to go down. And people are going to get pissed because they started him when, in fact, you got to look at your surroundings. So for me, if I'm debating, like, for example, in one of my championships, I'm debating Devin Singletary or Amon-Ra St. Brown, right? To you, that might be a no-brainer. But for me, I mean, how can you sit a guy who's gotten 25 points 4 weeks in a row?
It's a tough one.
It's a tough one. But with DeAndre Swift coming back, I'm sitting him. I'm putting Singletary out there. He's used his work. He's had a lot more usage, and I'm just worried that DeAndre Swift, who catches 7 balls a game, is going to take those 7 targets away from Amon-Ra.
Yeah, no, I mean, I agree with you 100%. The reason why, I mean, I do think Amon-Ra is a good player, but ever since Amon-Ra started this streak has been since Swift has been out. And those are two similar players. Obviously, Swift is a running back, so he's not going to be running streaks and posts down the field. But Amon-Ra is a short guy, possession receiver. That's why he got so many targets. He didn't get so many yards, but he was getting a lot of looks in that short intermediate area where Swift usually was in the beginning of the season. My guess is they probably incorporate each other into a similar role. But, yeah, I mean, you got to think it hurts his role a little bit this week with Swift coming back.
It does, because he was essentially their check down. He, literally, if Goff was feeling pressure, his check down was just throw it to Amon-Ra, and the routes that he was running were immediate routes. They were, 5-10 yards in and outs. just routes to get open immediately. They were not hitting him on deep balls unless it was for a game winner, unless Goff was calling games. So that's the exact same shit. I mean, with Swift coming back, the actual true check down is back. So just those gimme targets are not going to be there for him.
I will also say we got a lot of people that are viewing us. So if people are in here right now, I think they're confused if they can ask questions in here. I will say yes. Ask the questions in the chat, and we will answer them. Thank you guys for all tuning in. So if you have a question, just throw it down there, and then we'll read it out to you. Back to you.
Back to it. Thank you.
Sorry. It was confusion going on in the chat because people didn't know if they can call in or ask a question in here, so I wanted to just address that.
Call it up. Call it up.
So go ahead.
You still got the number posted out there for these lovely folks?
It is not up today. But
Rod's past his minutes, guys.
yeah, yeah.
That is
Sorry,
so.
my mind is for the championship today.
It's okay.
Had
Lock
nightmares last
in,
night.
baby.
Yeah, had nightmares.
I
last
do
night.
want to ask if anyone is contemplating starting said Derek Gore.
Mm-hmm.
I know you mentioned him. His stock has gone up, quote unquote, but I personally wouldn't touch him with a 10-foot pole in championship week. 0% chance I play him.
Yeah, no. If you were playing, I'm sorry, Colin, but like if you're playing like some daily fantasy, like something like that, I would throw it out there. He's probably cheap somewhere, but like if you're in your championship, no way in hell are you starting him. I would hope you have another option out there that you can throw in there at flex. I hope he's not your RB2 going into the championship week.
Fingers crossed, dude.
But hey, it could be.
Could be.
But no, he's not. He's nothing to fantasize over. But the Chiefs' offense, you never ever know. Who would have known Byron Pringle? Well, we could have known that because Travis Kelce was out. So
Yeah, I think I said that.
Yeah. You did say that. But still, again, it could have been anybody. It could have been DeMarcus Robinson. It
True.
could have been Blake Bell. But yeah. So
All right.
Sure as hell wasn't going to be McCole Hardman. I'll tell you that.
No, yeah, that's for sure. Cut his ass. He's balls. He blows. All right. Embrace debate. I want to talk about Trey Lance getting his start. A lot of people might be balling out. A lot of people might be saying, hey, he's going to ball out. I'm starting him in my fantasy championship. He's going to be a quote-unquote league winner. Embrace debate. I want to literally talk about this for like 5 minutes. Let's talk about Trey Lance, his situation, what's going on for him, and do you have the huevos to start him in your fantasy football championship today?
I am starting him in one of my championships, actually.
Are you?
Well, I mean, I
The
unfortunately
Lamar
I
guy?
had Lamar and Kirk
Yeah.
Cousins. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I feel good about this. I mean, especially with both of them out. If Lamar were to play today, I'd really be like having a toss up, like, oh, Trey Lance, Lamar. But hey, they're making this decision easy for me, so I'm firing up Trey Lance. Obviously, anything is possible today. We have no clue what can happen. It's his second career start. I'm going to check what he did in his first game.
First game, he did horrible.
He did pretty well. He had
the only good game he had was against Seattle.
Yeah, Seattle. He ended up 21 fantasy points, only 160 yards through the air, but he did have 2 touchdowns. But in his second game, which was Arizona the week after, he used his legs a little more and got 90 rushing yards, and that's what you want to see for a floor.
Yes, and that's what I'm looking for out of him. So just how we were talking about Taysom Hill's floor is like literally 21 points. It's so high because his ability to get yards on the ground and score on the ground in the red zone, which we've seen Trey Lance do. We've seen Kyle Shanahan call those plays for him. Just in simple packages when he was coming off the bench, he's done that. So with him getting the start, you know how Kyle Shanahan loves to switch it up and make sure the defense has no idea who's going to get the ball. He's going to send guys in motion. He's going to put different people in the backfield. You never know who's going to get the ball. And with Trey Lance being the quarterback instead of Garoppolo, think about how many options there are going to be. Literally, like football term options.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to run double options, triple options. He's going to run fakes, keeps, like RPOs. I think Trey Lance has an ability, and obviously a great matchup today. I think he has the ability to prove to Shanahan, like, get rid of Jimmy G. I'm your guy next year. I'm your guy, and I'm going to show you today what it is. But what I'm looking for out of him, if you are starting him in fantasy, we need him to clear 55 yards on the ground. Easily.
I
We need him.
agree.
You need him to clear because he is not very. He doesn't score a lot of touchdowns. He doesn't throw a lot of touchdowns, and you can bank on him to get half a touchdown, meaning it's 50-50 chance. Either he's scoring one on the ground today or he's not, right? And that's not obviously that probably sounds like everybody is either he's scoring or he's not. But what I mean is like there's either a chance when they get in the red zone, it's going to be his fucking ball taking to the crib, or they're just going to hand it off to Elijah Mitchell or Deebo Samuel or fucking Juszczyk now as a wide receiver running back one. So that's what I'm looking for. I need to see that he's getting the usage in the red zone too.
I think what it comes down to for me is I mean, obviously, we saw what happened last week with the whole Jimmy G, what's his nuts, the GM for 49ers. You guys see that last week?
No.
Where
was it?
he was sitting in church mass it was on Christmas Day or something like that, and he liked a tweet that said, Jimmy G needs to get out of, 49ers.
He
needs to
liked
be
it?
benched, and he liked the
The
tweet.
GM like that?
Yeah, John Lynch. He
That's why
liked-
I said Lynch.
Oh, did you?
No, maybe.
That's my bad. But yeah, so I mean, who
didn't hear
knows?
Lynch.
There's been rumblings for the past few years over Jimmy G in San Francisco, whether or not he's the guy that can win the
GM
Super Bowl.
GM like the tweet during church.
During Matt. That's what his excuse was when he came out. When everyone was like, "Oh, you like this tweet or whatever," and he came out, I was like, "Whoa."
Phone was in my pocket.
Yeah,
during
he's like, my
church.
phone was in my pocket, and I accidentally liked this tweet.
Yeah,
that
it just
says
bumped
Jimmy
up.
G needs to be
Yeah,
benched.
just
Yo,
bump
he was
somebody.
probably in there praying, like, please, Lord, please make sure he tears his thumb.
Yeah.
Please give me a chance to start Trey Lance so I can trade his ass. Yeah, that's probably exactly what happened. But for me, one other thing about Trey Lance, and then Rod, I want your opinion on this, is every single start that he had in the beginning of the year when Jimmy G was injured, he never had George Kittle. George Kittle was hurt.
It's a big player to have.
I mean,
on your side.
he's ultimately a check down too, besides last week, of course. That's huge for a young player to have a guy that you can automatically look for every time there's pressure coming, and a guy who is a very good blocker, buys you extra time if he stays in. He's very, very important player to most offenses. Any offense he'd be on, he'd be crucial. So I think that changes a lot of things for Trey Lance as well.
I think this is going to be an electric game between the Texans and the 49ers. I think there's going to be a lot of points scored because the 49ers defense is kind of
through the air, they're pretty bad. But
yeah,
on
they're
the
pretty.
ground,
Yeah.
they're
So I
pretty
think it's
stiff.
going to be a lot of fireworks, especially with the Texans coming off that big win against the Chargers. I don't know about the 49ers, man. I'm a Deebo Samuel and George Kittle owner, and I'm kind of scared because I know Jimmy G, as much as he sucks, he knows how to find those guys in the moment, like the Kittle or the Deebo, when like you just got to hit him over the middle and it's like automatic. I don't know what he does, but he just drops back and boom. Like it's just he finds that soft area in the zone that they play, and he just finds Kittle every time. But I'm nervous. I actually am terrified to watch that game today.
I will tell you, Rod, I still do believe that Shanahan is the best offensive play caller in the NFL, up there with the Sean McVays and all of them. And I think
I would agree with that.
I think he will put Trey Lance in the best position to win. I don't think Jimmy G is a great quarterback, but I think that Shanahan runs a
puts him-
scheme.
Okay, let me ask you guys this.
Yes.
Do you guys think right now, okay, we know Jimmy G sucks, all right? He's not good. But right now for the 49ers season and what they have to do you think that Trey Lance playing right now gives them the best chance?
I think
that
it's-
makes sense.
I think it's similar to the Tom Brady
Bledsoe.
situation. It's like they have a guy. Well, obviously Tom Brady wasn't a first round draft pick, but
Yeah.
I think if Trey Lance plays today and he shows the front office and the coaches that he can play and ball out and be a game changer, I think this could be a point where they go to Trey Lance and they never go back.
Yeah.
You can't be the guy who was on the wrong side of him doing his thing because he was drafted to be that guy. He was
Exactly.
drafted to be the franchise quarterback. They didn't draft him in the first round so Jimmy G can just sit there, look pretty, and continue to bag some porn stars. They drafted him to be the guy. And so if you have him rostered and you're going through some QB trouble and you're looking and you're like, no, I'm not going to do it. I'm too scared. Don't be the wrong guy, being the guy of the wrong side of history
Yeah.
when some Drew Bledsoe, Tom Brady shit does go down. And Rod, like you said, I'm happy you kind of brought up the Kittle, Debo part of it because we were mainly talking about the quarterback.
Yeah.
I'm not worried for those guys. The
Think they're gonna
plays
get
will be
theirs?
called for them.
Okay.
Yeah, they're going to get theirs. I will say this. Trey Lance is horribly inaccurate deep down the field.
He's an extremely raw arm.
Yeah.
Extremely raw arm.
But
player.
has a hell of an arm, but he is very accurate close in. So Kittle is going to eat. Debo is what I'd be a little worried about.
Yeah.
But I think he's going to run the ball.
I'm just hoping that they let him run the ball. We just got a question. Stafford versus the Ravens or Russell Wilson versus the Lions? What would you guys do?
Stafford, I'm lighting up Stafford. That Ravens defense is pitiful.
And it's down bad with COVID too as well. And I was going to say Stafford regardless just because I'm not sure what the hell is going on with the Lions defense lately, but they're hot. They're getting sack after sack after sack. And, oh, by the way, I don't know if you know this, Russell Wilson gets sacked a lot.
A lot, yeah.
So, I'm taking the over in the sacks for this game. I would just stay away from all the QB trouble in Seattle. And I would stay away from Russ until he leaves franchise. So,
Okay.
It's got to be Stafford. Gotta be.
I actually want to talk about the Rams a little bit.
Okay,
So
perfect.
Cam Akers gets activated. There's 0% chance you're playing him, right?
Well, he's not playing.
He's not
today.
playing,
Yeah,
but they
he's
did
not
activate
officially
him.
ruled out. Yes, last night.
So he was activated and then ruled out.
yeah.
Well, because he was on the IR, so you have like a 21-day window to activate him. So they did activate him, but he is not playing.
Good. All right. I didn't want to deal with that shit as a Sony Michelle owner. So it's the Michelle show today.
It is a
Say
Michelle
that
show
5
today.
times
I
fast.
hope not, but yeah. we got
Ross started choking up.
we got another question coming in here. Sorry, T. Higgins versus the Kansas City Chiefs today, or Jalen Waddle versus the Tennessee Titans.
Shit.
It's a tough one. I'd like to start both of them.
I would like to say T. Higgins is your answer because the over in that game is 51.5, and use Vegas as a guide to help you sometimes with your lineup decisions. Also, the Tennessee Titans are very good against deep ball. So just be careful for Devontae Parker, Jalen Waddle. They take away the deep ball from offenses that they play. So for me, I would go with I just lost my train. Who the fuck was the other guy?
Higgins or Waddle?
Higgins all day, man. 51.5 over. It's going to be a shootout. It's going to be a classic. It's going to be like the Rams Chiefs back in the day. I think this is the new
disagree.
Rams
That would be
Chiefs.
nice
This
to
is the
see
new
it.
Rams Chiefs.
Disagree.
I
The fuck do you disagree
on
about?
any given day except for today, I'm going T. Higgins. But you know me, I gotta take the guys when they have an edge. They got something to play for. And
Yeah.
Jalen Waddle had the chance to break the rookie record for receptions today with 8 receptions.
Yeah.
And I believe that Tua Tagovailoa,
That was close.
Good stuff.
he's gonna find his boy. He's gonna find his boy Jalen Waddle. I think he's got a really safe floor. And with T. Higgins, you do feel like he does have a safe floor, especially recently. And obviously he's got a sky high ceiling, which we saw last week.
Dude, Colin, I forgot about this. Colin is the biggest. Dude, he used to decide his fantasy lineups back in like week 16, week 17, all the fucking time by finding this one Twitter page who would be like, who's about to hit their contract bonuses this week? No, I swear to God.
Not to mention Antonio Brown's one of those guys.
I swear to God.
That's actually a good idea.
Yeah, because you think Brady and Breeze, like, you think they're assholes? They know what's about to go on.
Yeah.
Who need? Was it Emmanuel Sanders needed 13 catches in the last game of the year last year or some shit for the Saints, and
He got like a
Breeze
$1 million
got
bonus.
30. He got
Yeah.
13 catches.
Yeah.
Like, dude, these guys want to get these guys paid. They say fuck the ownership. Those rich bastards. I'm gonna get you paid.
Right.
So Breeze was like, fuck it. Emmanuel down there somewhere kept hitting his ass.
Yep.
So with that being said, I think Tua's not dumb. Alabama boys roll tide. They're feeling good this weekend. He knows that he is that close to a rookie record. He's going to hook his boy up. I completely scratched my answer. Fuck T. Higgins. I'm all in on the Waddle show.
Here we go.
I mean, I
I'm
really
all
gotta
in.
know who the other receivers
I
are.
like how you did
I'm all
that.
in.
Don't you love that Waddle?
I
he
love
does?
it, dude. It's so cute.
Yeah.
I just want to.
I love him.
He's awesome.
He's electric.
I think he's going to be like a
Yeah.
third, fourth round pick next year, and I'm all over
He's
it.
like that Justin Jefferson kind of guy where
Yeah.
he's about to go boom, shoot up.
They're
through
saying we're at a peak right now in terms of like touchdown celebrations with the gritty going around the whole NFL, the Waddle, and then obviously Odell he's bringing like reality stuff to the NFL, like in terms
Yeah.
of COD revives and whatever.
Oh, the revive was sweet.
Well,
Yeah.
let me ask you: do you think Waddle's one of those guys that you were talking about, like getting on the ground floor, while he becomes like the face of the NFL? Is he special?
I think he is special. I'll tell you what is most surprising to me is the fact that he's this possession guy, that's moved the chains guy. We all thought Waddles would be the guy that Blaze are just going to get hit in the deep ball. But he hasn't. He's been a possession guy, and he's got sure hands, which I've been surprised to see. Obviously, he's been healthy too. Hasn't got hurt much. So
Knock on wood.
I don't think he's gonna be on the
knock
same,
on wood.
not on the same trajectory as a guy like Jamar Chase or Justin Jefferson, but more of like a Jarvis Landry, which is actually oddly similar because they both did it in Miami, where there was reception hogs, just catching all these balls, sure-handed guys. I think he's gonna be a lot like Jarvis Landry, not like one of these Justin Jeffersons, Jamar Chases, but yes, a great player.
But people forget about Jarvis back in Miami. He was one of the best receivers in the
Yes.
NFL.
He was.
Yeah, he was.
Every single year, besides he was always injury prone, but besides that, I mean injury prone, like season ender after season ender. But people drafted him high every single year to perform. And just he always ended up getting hurt. So let's hope that's not the narrative with Waddle. Obviously, coming out from Alabama, he was hurt off rip. So, but I think I actually think he is one of those guys that you will find in like 2 years. You'll find him in the second round getting taken.
Wouldn't surprise me.
I really do. So
Definitely wouldn't be surprised.
in PPR at least, because this guy's getting 9 grabs a game right now,
He's
dude.
getting fed.
He's getting fed.
So, question for you guys: we saw the historic game that Rex Burkhead had last week, And now you're in the position now of can you still play him this week?
Colin already told you that matchup's garbage for him. He said they stopped the run, correct?
Who's the 49ers?
Yes.
Yeah. 49ers, they're a funnel defense.
Funnel defense. They work everything to the back, to the
Okay.
outside.
They let them do
Good.
it through the air.
Real,
That's what
real
they do.
good, real good. I like how you did that. To the
Thank
back.
you. I had to show you how
Yeah,
a
you're
funnel
really good
looks.
at your presentation today with the waddle, with that. Like, you're real good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. It's a visual podcast
Yes,
on
it's a
Sundays.
visual.
I gotta make it worth
If
it.
you score a touchdown right now, what's your dance?
Yeah, what is your
you
dance?
doing?
If I do the jerk. What the fuck was that funny? If I answered it that fast, you think
I don't know. That's why it was funny because you answered that fast. It's like you knew I was going to ask you that question.
No, it's not that I knew it. I
So
just
your
I
touchdown
thought about this
celebration is the
before.
jerk.
Yeah,
You're a jerk. I know.
yeah. I
You're
would
a
murder that shit, dude.
jerk. Really?
Yeah.
Hopefully we
Hey,
can give you a
okay.
couple carries, man. How many carries would it take?
What yard line did I start on?
2.
2 yard line.
You had the best offensive line in the NFL.
Best
So you're-
offensive line in the NFL.
Yeah.
How good is the defensive line I'm going against?
You're going against, let's say, Jacksonville Jaguars.
2 carry. I'm on a 2 yard line. How many carries does it take?
First and goal, baby.
First and goal.
First and goal.
Yeah.
I'm punching it in. I swear to God. Run it.
think
yeah.
you're punching it
Yeah.
in?
I need a tight end and
Hey,
a.
but they know the run's coming. They know.
Oh, yeah, they know the run's
extra
coming. That's
blockers in
fine.
for you.
That's
Extra
fine.
blockers in, too,
Double
for you.
tight.
Yeah.
And I get a fullback.
Yep.
Double tight and
We'll
fullback.
even let the quarterback block for you too.
Are you fucking kidding
Yeah,
me? Yeah,
yeah.
dude, I'm scoring. Listen, they're right. Guys, don't be silly. There's opportunities in we saw. There's always holes in the NFL.
Okay.
What if we're running double tight with a fullback?
I know.
There's a good chance there's a huge hole for me. I just have to walk in.
Now, what if you get your ass popped and stuff back?
Pain is no. I've played contact sports my whole life. I can take a hit. I'm a big guy.
Okay.
I can take a hit. I'm not saying like, oh my god, I can take a hit from an NFL linebacker and I'll be all right. Like,
That's gonna be a stinger.
A stinger. I haven't been hit in a long time. Darius Leonard would lay the wood on my ass. I'm not gonna lie.
yeah, he'll lay
But
you out.
like Patrick Willis is washed. Throw him against me. I don't know.
oh, yeah. Okay.
What Maurice Jones-Drew? If he tried to lower his shoulder, how would he look right now?
Hey,
Because we're kind of built the
Come
same.
on.
slander. All right.
I'm not slandering him. We're just kind of built the same.
Question here for you guys. We're sorry. Questions are coming in today. Singletary versus Atlanta or Mitchell versus the Cards.
I'm going Singletary. I think that whole Buffalo offense is due for a really, really big game tonight.
Who's Mitchell versus the Cards?
Elijah?
But they're not.
No, yeah.
Wait, who?
Correction. Matt, I need a correction. I'm maybe Pollard.
No, I think he just means Mitchell versus.
Yeah, it has to
Mitchell
be
plays
Mitchell.
Texans. Okay.
Yeah, Texas,
Sorry.
yeah. I'm just regardless of whether it's Pollard or Mitchell.
Yeah.
I'm going, dude. What is going on with my head today? Who was the other guy?
Singletary versus Atlanta.
Thank you. Oh my God.
You're not going Singletary versus Atlanta today?
I just said I was.
Oh,
twice.
sorry. You're throwing me off so much.
Yeah, Singletary. Lock him in. I like him over
Yeah.
a lot of people. I'd say he's my running back 9 today.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't know.
That's a gut feeling.
Yeah, that's just a gut feeling. I just threw that out there. I don't have 1 through 8 ranked yet, but I threw him at 9.
or 10 through 20.
Yeah, or 10 through 20.
No,
4.
I will add. I have Singletary in my
Just
lineup.
9. Just 9.
I have Singletary in my lineup. It's an absolute go. Josh Allen, like I told you in that Bucs game, he kind of had a little hobble with his ankle, and they've been running the ball ever since with Singletary a lot. So Singletary fire his ass up today.
Okay, in my championship, I'm starting Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs, and Devin Singletary. Is that a recipe for disaster?
No.
If they-
No, stacks are a good thing.
3 of them? What if they have a dud of a day?
Or if they have a great day. It's Atlanta Falcons. They're playing. Oh,
Yeah.
it's in Buffalo.
Yeah, snow
Run-heavy
game.
game.
I'm not worried about a snow
Run
game.
Yeah,
heavy
it
game.
doesn't matter. It's a
Is
good
it snowing?
offense.
Probably.
That's why the over under was so low.
Probably,
God.
but I'm
over
not
that.
worried.
40,
Dude,
4.
quarterbacks love snow games, man. Everything slows down. The pass rushers are slower.
You must have watched
Really?
the Tom Brady doc, didn't you?
No, I'm only on episode 2 still. You know what I got that from? I got that from Patrick Mahomes, where he was like, "I love playing in the snow."
Why do you
'Cause
always
everyone-
talk? I hate when
That's
you,
how he
I
sounds.
hate when you talk like
He goes, "I love playing in the snow
No.
because everything's slower." And I just go, pew, 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 pew. That's what he said. Andy Reid is throwing the ball.
That's so bad. I don't know.
That's
I don't
how he
appreciate that.
sounds.
I don't appreciate that.
Sounds like he's got a frog in his throat.
That's not how my quarterback sounds.
Shit.
I'm also going Devin Singletary, but I do think Elijah Mitchell, like I said, Shanahan creates plays. That scheme is something I don't see from any other offense, to be honest. It always seems like that scheme it will always work no matter the game. But obviously Elijah Mitchell's coming off an injury, hasn't played in 4 weeks or so. I'm going Singletary, but I still do like Elijah Mitchell today.
Patrick Mahomes is like a character on the Muppets.
Oh, here we go.
Just so, you know the chef. You know the chef.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't Kermit a Muppet?
It's Kermit.
Yeah, Kermit too is a Muppet. Holy
Kermit.
shit!
It's Kermit
That's
the-
what he sounds like.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Everyone says he's Kermit the Frog.
That's what he sounds
Yeah,
like.
that's
That's,
what
the
everyone
Muppet I'm thinking of.
Ding.
Holy shit, dude! Nice,
PFT.
I like it.
nice. PFT does do a pretty good.
I think his voice is very soothing to me.
Patrick Mahomes. It doesn't bother you at all.
No.
So
Like,
you seem biased.
no, I just like to hear him do interviews. When I hear him, I'm like, that's
In a huddle, like trying to like,
Could you imagine
get
corralling
hype
a
up.
team like in the game-winning drive in the Super Bowl, and it was like, "All right, guys, all right, guys, there's a game-winning drive here, okay?"
No, listen to
But
his
they do listen to him. They do.
listen to his calls at the line, bro. He sounds legit.
No,
180.
dude, that's
his quarterback. That's just a
no,
quarterback's cadence.
no.
That's just a cadence.
I know. I'm on 100% belief that CBS/Fox/NBC puts their own fucking audio in for those
I
because
agree.
every single
They all
quarterback
sound the same.
sounds the
No,
exact
listen to
same.
Patrick
No,
Mahomes.
Aaron Rodgers, Matthew Stafford, every single person who's ever played football is the exact. 180.
No.
Same fucking thing every time. I swear to God.
No,
I swear-
Aaron Rodgers.
Same
Who has the- all
decibels.
right, I like
same
this.
decibels.
Who has the best cadence?
They all sound the
No,
same.
I think Aaron Rodgers does.
Aaron Rodgers does for sure. Green
mine was
80,
Peyton
green
Manning.
80, green 80.
Like he does it so loud.
But I will say, I swear to God, that like they have one guy who recorded this shit from I don't know when, and they've just
play it,
they
they
have
play it.
recycled this guy's cadence.
Yeah.
It could be Joe Montana's. It could be. It doesn't. I don't know. But they've took someone's cadence and have replayed it forever. I feel like the only person who they let use his own voice was Aaron Rodgers,
Tom
and
Brady.
maybe Tom Brady, but I know Peyton Manning had his own voice just because of all the Omaha,
Omaha,
all the
yeah.
Omaha hype.
Yeah.
Like everyone's like, oh, I can't wait to hear Omaha.
Tom Brady has those classic clips where like he's like talking to Gronk or something. He's
Yeah.
like, Gronk, get the fuck over here.
Yeah,
Gronk,
yeah,
get
yeah,
the
yeah.
fuck
Why does he do that? Yeah,
He's like, Gronk,
get over here.
get the fuck over here. He's got a pretty high voice
Yeah,
too.
he
dude.
does.
Like it's not like very like manly either.
Yeah.
But it's not as bad as Mahomes.
It's
when
not,
you're
dude,
yelling,
listen
it
to
can
Mahomes.
sound-
Listen to Mahomes today when you watch the Chiefs game.
It's not him. I
It is
guarantee you
him.
it's not him.
You can hear that southern twang he's got.
All right, so if that's him, why doesn't he just force himself to talk like that all the time? We had a good game, Eddie.
He go 180.
He
Listen
said,
to it.
He said, good game today. 180. Said, hot. Thank God Dolores isn't here.
Yeah, Dolores, dude, we would have been out
Knocking
of
on
this
the door
office
saying,
years
hey,
ago.
Probably woke her
Knock
up,
that
though,
shit
anyways.
down. Any more questions before we head out?
That is it. I don't know if you guys have any bets today. You guys have or
Oh, who was that absolute lock that you wanted to tell us about today?
Oh, it was the Patriots minus 35.
No. There was someone else that you
Come
said.
on.
You said there's another game that I absolutely love today that I would be putting all my units on because I said I did the Dolph. Oh, it was the Packers. My bad. Because you said the Vikings are going to be starting Mannion.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think I haven't really looked at any of the lines, but the Packers line moved from I think it was 6.5 home at Lambeau Field all the way to 13. That's how valuable Kirk Cousins is. Who would have thought?
Who
we'd
would've
say
thought?
that? Yeah, but I mean,
Not me.
I don't know. At the end of the season, you know, like you said, there's teams that have something to play for, and there's teams that have nothing to play for. So it's really hard to gauge, but
Okay, I need an answer from you guys, please. Like right now, before we go. Who do I start at my flex? And whatever you guys say, that's what I'm going to do.
Okay.
what if we disagree?
I mean, I just need an answer today. Today, right now, that's who I'm starting at my flex.
I go.
Mike Evans, Dare, Alan Lazard.
Why the fuck would Alan Lazard be an option?
Because he's been up
Is
there.
Valdez Scantling playing?
I don't know yet. We don't know.
I don't care. I don't care.
Yeah.
Okay, so we can cross Alan Lazard. out.
Yeah.
I'll
no
tell you who
shot.
mine is, Rod. It's gonna be Mike Evans.
Rod, I'm going to look at your team real quick before
Okay.
I make a decision.
Okay.
And I want to see how much how much wiggle room you can
Okay.
afford.
How much wiggle room I've got? Yep.
I think you got some wiggle room to assume that Mike Evans is at least good for a TD, but I don't know, man. Think about it. One guy is going to get all of the work. The other guy is on a, what do they call it?
Snap count?
They didn't call it
Yeah.
a snap count, though.
Limited capacity.
Limited capacity. One guy is full capacity. One guy's limited capacity. And when I say full capacity, there's no one that's taking carries away
Exactly.
from him. I think you should be smart here. I think your team's a lot better than his. So I think you should play Dare.
Okay. So come on. We can't be fucking split right now. Really?
And also, yeah, he's got Rodgers, man. You don't want to be doing that bullshit with Lazard. And Rodgers has 4 touchdowns to Adams, and now it's just double whammy on your ass.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna go with I gotta go with Dari, right?
Yeah.
I have to.
Yeah. I would.
I'm going Mike.
Colin, really?
I'm just saying, it's the Patriots. It's the Patriots. It's the damn Patriots they're playing.
Yeah.
And if there's one thing Bill Belichick does better than anyone else in football, it's take away the team's best offensive player. And I don't know who the fuck Jags' best player is right now, but honestly, it might be
Marvin Jones, honest to God.
Wrong.
All
I swear to God,
talk
it's
about
Marvin
it. We'll talk
Jones.
about it after this. All right. Well, hey, I think is our last actual live show.
This is our last live show for the season.
Yeah.
So don't forget about us.
Yes.
We'll be back next year. We're probably going to drop one more episode this week, just a little recap, and look forward to what's going on. And then next season, we're going to start a little bit earlier. We're going to be talking draft for you
Yes, we
guys.
will.
So, I mean, we started post-draft this year. So we're going to start a little earlier and talk draft. Probably, we're not going to have that much of an off season. We're probably going to wait. After the NFL draft, we're probably going to get going, and we're going to start talking fucking shop.
Hey,
so
football's best. Football's
the best thing ever.
Football's
So
a year-round thing.
Shout out to
it
everybody.
won't be that long of an off season.
Yeah.
But thank you guys to everyone who's tuned in the whole year. We appreciate you guys. We've made some pretty cool strides. Gained a lot of followership in the football community,
Yeah.
and we're really happy to do this for you guys. We have a good time doing it. And we'll see you guys soon.
Next time. All right. Deuces.
You ain't never lied, but hey, do me a favor, call me jerk one more time.
You're a jerk.
I know,
You're a jerk.
I know,
You're a jerk.
I know,
You're a jerk.
hey,
You're
hey,
a jerk.
I know,
You're a jerk.
I know,
You're a jerk.
I know,
You're a jerk.
hey,
You're
hey,
a jerk. Jerk. Jerk.
jerky,
Jerk. Jerk. Jerk.
jerky,
Jerk. Jerk. Jerk.
jerky,
Jerk. Jerk.
jerky.
Everything quiet in the bass real hard, and I stay geeked up. Never been got a new boy swag, and this here for y'all, so they gotta keep it.